everybody. It has been a while since I uploaded a YouTube video about my ministry. I know the last time we talked about was the persecution part 3 in 2016. Now that's a long time ago. We are in 2021 and it's February 17. So I am actually going to talk about how we can do an introduction first, and we'll do part 1, part 2, and part 3 and the conclusion of this ministry. So the introduction, we're going to talk about faith and how we can fight our persecution through faith. I know I actually did talk a little bit about that, but I would like to gain more in the knowledge on how we can focus and express more in our faith and how we can deal with it in our daily life. So the first time I actually ever hear the Lord, I didn't know what to do or what to say, and I told Jesus, I said, I am not the one to be doing this. I can't talk like these leaders do. I see pastors preaching and they have these confidence and they have all these, there's so many people, and I said, Lord, I would love to do that, but how do I get from where I'm at to where they're at? And so I have noticed how when I talk to I spoke with different leaders and pastors, and even just regular believers, they told me, it's not easy. Being, a believer, it's not an easy thing. And when somebody are trying to test you and they're not believers, or maybe they're believers, or at one point they were believers and they're just like, I'm walking away from God forever, or I'm still thinking about Jesus, I'm just not gonna do the normal regular routine. It makes me think, well, I don't know what to say to you either. So I think the best way is be yourself. And growing up, I have a hard time being myself, and I had no friends. I kind of felt like growing up, I'm usually being picked on, so I pick on myself, and most of the time I'm hard on myself. And I realized when it comes to Jesus, it's just a natural thing. You just let God do the work, and you just do your thing, and you hear the Lord, you have Him spoke to you, you speak to Him back, and if He asks you, I want you to talk to all my people about me, then you do your thing. So anyways, there's a couple verses that I want to say, but I think for the introduction, I want to talk about that one Bible verse when I want to let you guys know I'm not perfect, God. I don't want to be chosen, and it's not that I don't want to be chosen. How do I act? How do I talk to people? I don't have the skills and I don't have the knowledge. And what the Lord told me this morning, and I had to write it down. And so if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking down at my notebook. As you can tell, I wrote so much. And that's the Lord just talking to me, and I'm just like, oh, I just want to ignore it. And I'm like, I can't ignore it. This is Him. And it's so much information, and you just gotta write it down, so that's what I did. And so before I get into the introduction, I want to read Jeremiah chapter 1, and I'm actually going to read the whole chapter from verse 1 through 17. And I actually grab a Bible from my bookshelf, and I just use the Life Application Study Bible, and it's the New International Version. And yeah, it's good book actually. If you're learning the Bible, it has commentaries and definitions and the red letters. So yeah, let's get started. So Jeremiah chapter 1, the call of Jeremiah. The words of Jeremiah son of Hilkiah, one of the priests at Anathoth in the territory of Josiah son of Ammon king of Judah. And through the reign of Jehoiakim son of Josiah king of Judah, down the 5th month of the 11th year of Zedekiah son of Josiah king of Judah, when the people of Jerusalem went into exile. The word of the Lord came to me, saying, before I formed you in the womb I knew you. And that's Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb I knew you. Before you were born I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. And then on verse 6 it says, Ah, sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am only a child. But the Lord said to me, do not say, I am only a child. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. I'm going to repeat that again. But the Lord said to me, do not say, I am only a child. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you, and I will rescue you, declared the Lord. Then the Lord reached out his hand and touched my mouth and said to me, now I have put my words in your mouth. See, today I appoint you over nations and kingdom to uproot and tear down, to destroy and overthrow, to build and to plant. The word of the Lord came to me. What do you see, Jeremiah? I see the branch of an almond tree, I replied. The Lord said to me, you have seen correctly, for I am watching to see that my word is fulfilled. The word of the Lord came to me again. What do you see? I see a boiling pot. Tilting away from the north, I answered. The Lord said to me, from the north disaster will be poured out on all who live in the land. I am about to summon all the peoples of the northern kingdoms, declares the Lord. Their kings will come and set up their thrones in the entrance of the gate of Jerusalem. They will come against all her surrounding walls and against all the towns of Judah. I will pronounce my judgments on my people because of the wickedness in forsaking me. Oh my gosh. I will pronounce, that is chapter 1, verse 16 on the book of Jeremiah. I will pronounce my judgments on my people because of their wickedness in forsaking me, in burning incense to other gods, and in worshiping what their hands have made. Get yourself ready. Stand up and say to them whatever I command you. Do not be terrified by them, or I will terrify you before them. Today I have made you a fortified city, an iron pillar and a bronze wall to stand against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, its officials, its priests, and the people of the land. They will fight against you, but will not overcome you, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. Actually, that last verse, actually, I'm going to write it down, and that reminds me of Psalm 23. And I'm not really good with verses, and I go to God first and foremost of everything. And once I said, okay, Lord, like this morning, I said, okay, Lord, I'm gonna do this. Tell me what you see, and you tell me, and I'll do your work. He's like, all right, let's do this. So that right there, that's exactly what he's just doing to me too. Just like Jeremiah. And as nervous as I may sound, I'm still gonna do it. Jeremiah was nervous too. He's like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Like, he's like, just don't worry about it. I'll talk. You just do what you can. And when they see you, they see me. So, I want to read that last Bible verse on verse 19 in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, okay? They will fight against you, but will not overcome you, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. That is faith. And I know on Psalm 23, let's do that. Let me make sure I save that. Psalm 23. Okay. Go right to the page. Okay. Psalm 23, verse 4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. So, what I want to talk about is how we can make persecution, to overcome persecution and become faith. And that is, I'm just going to read it quickly from my notebook, and was going to say, have you ever thought of thinking, when you keep confirming to ask, or even just to listen to the Holy Spirit keeps leading you to the journey in your life, and those journey might not be the best journey. You might go through a stumble in the road, and you might fall. And I know on one of my YouTube that I upload is talking about how when we go through the road, there might be darkness, and you might go through things. You might go through some trials, and it could be anything. But that in the end, when it comes to Jesus, it succeed. So, and maybe you are so hard on yourself that they opinionated your facts from Jesus. Like, that it's a fact from Jesus, but everybody else in the world is like, she don't know what she's saying. It's just all opinion. But what do they know? My one-on-one with Jesus every day, and not just every day, it's not just minutes, it's every 5 seconds, and it's just day by day. And, when you hear him, he's like your friend. It's like you're talking to him, and you just know because it's the Lord. So don't question that. Don't ever doubt that. And whatever those circumstances are, and whatever you're doing, when everyone else thinks it's wrong, you must be doing something right. And when you don't know the answer, God does. When you plan out how to speak, but you don't know where to start, God does. And that is, when I just read the Bible verses on the book of Jeremiah, and on chapter 1, and he talks about how he couldn't speak, maybe with no confidence. I mean, it sounded like, Jeremiah had no confidence, and he had no education, he has no skill. I mean, he's a child, and nothing, but it proves that even if he has nothing, he had the willing heart that Jesus spoke. There was one thing, even if he doesn't have anything, he might not have $1 million. Maybe he doesn't make friends, or maybe he does. We don't know how the story is. All we know that the Lord chose Jeremiah to be a prophet, and the Lord had called him to speak. And he says, no, Lord, just like me. No, Lord, oh no, I can't do it, because I'm not really good. To be honest with you guys, I'm not really good with the Bible verse. But when I hear him, I knew that it's him. And it's something that I've never really seen in the Bible.